Welcome back to Hunter Reviews. Today we're breaking down episode 8 of the classic class monitor and the girl with the short skirt. The episode was titled The Klutzy suddenly had an earnest look in his eyes. This is the best episode the show has ever given us. There's no doubt in my mind. The relationship between Toga and Pomo has finally moved forward, for real. And I still can't believe I cannot fully believe what happened. I checked the manga. I kind of checked it twice because I really didn't even believe what happened in the final scene of the episode. I thought maybe it was a mistranslation or something. Maybe some subtitles were mixed up, but there wasn't. It wasn't. It was actually true. Anyway, let's get into it. The episode itself centers around Toga and Poem visiting a shrine together. Poem comes prepared. She's dressed more casually, and she was noticeably more nervous, clearly hoping for the outcome becomes something romantic. Like she really did set the atmosphere, and she has done the work. The signals were oh, I really I really think I love my man Toga, but I really think he needs to take a class on how to read the room. Not a short course in general, a full semester with exams, a mandatory attendance, because I read I don't know. Am I? Is it just clueless? Because she was waving so many signs at him, to the point where I was to the point where I was asking if he was maybe purposely just not noticing them, because the signs were there. I really don't know how can someone even miss those type of signs. The mismatch between what she's feeling and what registering in both the comedy and the emotional tension of the entire episode was really good, and the show plays it off really well. Now this is where the episode does something that I think it was impressive. For the first time in the series, Toga begins to understand what he's feeling towards Pomi might actually be romantic, even when in the scene when Toga being Toga refused to go to the shrine because it was late in the night. Poem was clearly upset, and that kind of, even though he didn't show it, he his body did react to it. He was upset and disappointed in Poem's feelings at breaking her heart. Like even in this episode, it kind of shows you that he worries about who Poemi likes. He usually he usually pays close attention to her reactions and everything. He feels genuinely disappointed every time a romantic moment gets interrupted bit by bit. There's some moments where even during the test when they were making the one when they were doing no, it wasn't the test. It was no, it was I think review, not reviews. It was supplementary classes. Even when they did supplementary classes, and when Poemu's friends came in, which kind of interrupted the romantic tension there. At the end of the episode, you kind of hear Doga say he really wished they could have been just the two of them. So even though he doesn't realize it himself, his heart, his body, everything about him knows that he likes Poemu, but it kind of, I think he also refuses to register it because as a class, I don't think it goes in the framework with a class monitor. I, I don't know what his mind is at, but he clearly deep down knows he likes her, and instead of immediately arriving at I love you, where he kind of realize immediately realizes that he loves her. The the series makes Toga spend the entire episode slowly assembling his the feelings piece by piece, like someone trying to solve a puzzle without the box to as a reference. That slow realization is more emotionally believable than any dramatic confession would have been. It's the best character writing the show has done so far, because if he immediately went to oh, I might be in love with her, I wouldn't, it would have been good, but it wouldn't have been emotionally okay. The character development wouldn't have been there. Him figuring it out with his frame. We know how dense he is, but with his framework, being able to figure it out by himself was really good character writing right there. The emotional centerpiece of the episode arrives kind of quietly. Toga and Pom talking about rating wishes on like the prayer tabs. I think it was a romantic prayer tab where like two people, if they rate like their names, I think they'll end up being together. And then Toga kind of quietly suggests like rating both their names together, which Poem kind of ends up pointing out that they really aren't a couple. And then like the mood changed instantly. Like Toga goes quiet and starts like seriously thinking for like what might be the first step for himself. Like he actually used his brain in for once. He didn't like need anyone to like point out anything. Like he thought for himself. Anyway, he thought about what being together with Permi would actually mean to him. Like not as a, like a concept, like not just being as friends, like a real possibility of them actually being together. And this scene works because it doesn't like oversell itself. It's quiet, it's awkward, it's like, and it's emotionally sincere without like being overly dramatic. And Burmik becomes like visibly flustered because she realizes that Toga might be like on the verge of saying something like completely serious without fully understanding that he's actually saying it, because I think he would say something stupid without even realizing it. Okay, like before I even continue with the review, like I genuinely want to know what will happen in the next month. Like, is it going to be like a bump fake? Are we going to get like an emotional whiplash? Like I've been choosing not to read the manga because I want to like experience the anime version of the moment properly. And like I have one more day right now. No, it comes out on Monday. I have okay the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. So the day after tomorrow is when the episode finally comes out, and like I really hope they don't pump fake us, because in most romance animes they'll probably like say the confession and then kind of make like a bullshit excuse, which kind of leads on some people. But like I hope they don't do the same thing for like this show. Like I hope they don't. The bridge scene was the one that got the most attention online, and for a good reason. Like walking together, Toga and Pum like naturally reflect on how they made, like how much time they've spent together, like and how close they have become without entirely planning on it. Because as you can tell in the first episode, Pum actually didn't like the idea of hanging out with Toga that much. It was her friends who kind of pushed her to hang out more with them, and that kind of built up into something. And like the music playing in the background kind of softens it. The comedy kind of quiets down a bit. The episodes just lets them exist in the moment together. And then like we have Toga overthinking things. He kind of starts like responding to literal like, and accidentally kind of ruins the atmosphere. Like even when this thing was happening, I knew something Toga would do something to like ruin the atmosphere. Which Poem kind of tries to hide like her disappointment. Like she was this close to pulling it off, like almost you can see it, like like a small deflection, like a sad smile. You just she was sad at the moment. Like the episode doesn't make a big deal of it, which kind of somehow makes it land hard, like harder, because I think she's been trying really hard to like get Toga to like actually see her as a potential like girlfriend, I think. Yeah, as a potential girlfriend. Like after the bridge moment, Toga his internal monologue appears, and for the first time in like in a meaningful way, he wonders quietly whether he like made the wrong mistake by like turning down her offer to like going to the shrine. And this is before the confession itself. Like, and that sentence matters more than it sounds. Like Toga speaks with total like confidence in every situation. Like he doesn't second guess himself. He doesn't wonder, and now he's like specifically about Paul, and specifically about whether he hurt her without even knowing, like without even meaning to. The episode also gives us like a flashback showing that Toga has struggled before, like with like emotional situation. Like that bluntness of his isn't like it comes off as cold to others. What I'm saying is like he doesn't know how to like read the room because nobody ever taught him like how, and he never needed to like learn until now. And that context really adds genuine depth to like a character who could have stayed on like one note. Like he would have been just like your typical like dense rom com protagonist, which it's fine with me. And I, I only say I wasn't expecting much from his character, but like I didn't expect this much depth from him. Is what I'm trying to say right now. And the backstory also raises like its own questions, like what made him so committed to follow like the rules in the first place. Like I don't know why like I know he likes being a class monitor from elementary, middle school, and high school. He has been a class monitor. I wonder what's like the driving reason for him being the class monitor. I maybe they said it in the like a previous episode, maybe not. If you know the reason, just you can let me know. While Toga is slowly like figuring out what his emotion is, Poem kind of already knows what she really wants. Like I think she's known for like a while. Like the difficult part is waiting for like Toga to actually catch up with his feelings. And that waiting is like kind of portrayed like a real vulnerability. Like Poem, who is usually like loud, teasing, and completely in control of like every social situation, kind of becomes shy around like Toga. Basically most of this episode she was kind of quote unquote shy about like what happened during the bridge scene. And you can also tell like she's genuinely like afraid of being of rejection in a way like she can never she doesn't really show it, but like if you if you pay close attention you can know like she is really scared of being rejected by Toga himself. And the contrast between like her usual Gary energy and like what she is around Toga is what makes like this episode hit harder than it actually should have been. And like she isn't performing, like this is like the real version of her. Like she's terrified, like she's terrified of not being enough, like she doesn't want to actually lose Toga. She doesn't like she wants to keep him close, but she also wants more than like the friendship they have. And with the final scene of the episode, it leaves us with this confession by Toga himself. Like, God, I like you just don't know how much I'm holding back. Like, I really want to read the manga and know if it's a pump fake or not, because there is no way. Like, in my mind, to be honest, I thought maybe we get to see like the confession maybe like next season. Because most from I wouldn't say like I would say I usually like what watch a lot of other romance anime before started watching like new ones. So like in other romance animes, it's kind of like with 3 to 4 seasons of like pump fix, and then at the final end of the chapter, we kind of get like a real confession. So like, I really hope this is not a pump fake. But this was genuinely like the best episode of the classic last Monday, and for those who are wondering, I will not be reading the manga for like for the next week episode. I'm still like if I was able to hold out till today, I can hold out for like a couple more days. Like I really want to go in fresh. I want to see how the anime kind of transforms it. Like I want to see how the anime portrays like the convention itself, and then I'll read the manga and like compare the two to see which one. I want to see maybe which one did it better. But like I just want to see the difference between like how the anime does it and how the manga does it. So I'll just wait for the anime first and then move on to the manga. Anyway, this is the video for the day, and here's the question of the day. Toga is clearly on the verge of understanding his own feelings. Do you think he's going to like figure it out and say something first? Or is Poemi going to lose her patience and kind of make her move herself, where like she kind of confesses to him herself? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm Hunter, and I'll see you in the next one.